So let's talk aftercare. Now, one of the things I do in my services is I provide the aftercare for clients. It's just something like I've upped my prices to where I can afford to do that. And then I have a supplier that allows me, it's a good price point for me. So the things that I include in aftercare is a Durag, and also I provide the after foam at cost for clients. It just makes financial sense, and also it's gonna keep my work good for longer. And they're my walking billboards, right? So first and foremost, I ask my clients to sleep in a Durag. This is a Durag, flap goes in the back. Usually I go through and I teach them how to put a Durag on, because it's all about just keeping something nice and taut against the head so that the braids stay smooth, but also because you don't want that friction rubbing against the pillow. And then you just tie it in the back, just like that. So the majority of your braids are covered underneath here is a little bit. You can roll this up and tuck it in like a wave cap up here. Now for upkeep throughout, because I've had clients, their braids last anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks, right? And part of that is, one of the things that keeps your braids in longer is you want to avoid frizz. So you want to avoid friction, but eventually there is going to be frizz happening, right? So I use Orr's olive oil. It's a wrapping mousse, but it's really a setting mousse. And so when I explain to clients, is it's like a clear coat over top of your braids. So get a decent amount of foam in your hands, and you don't want to pat and you don't want to rub, you just sort of want to press it in to the braids. Just like that. It also has a slight cooling effect. So after they've been getting their hair braided for an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2, it's got to just feel good at the end too, from what they've told me. Now, I put the foam on and then I put the Durag over top before I start to blow dry the foam. After 4 to 5 days, sometimes clients get real sensitive to the itch. The foam helps. And then we blow dry on top. When you blow dry that foam in, after a couple days, it will get that frizz down. Immediately after, it acts as a clear coat, gives it a little bit of shine and cooling. So you blow dry it in because you want it to dry up quickly. Like it's almost heat activated, right? If not, you're just gonna have a slow buildup. So you'll see people, they either put foam on and then they sit under a dryer, depending on what you have where you work. I don't have a dryer here, so I do a blow dryer right over top. If not, it just sits on top of the head. It takes fucking forever to dry, and we don't have time for that. This is like the last 5, maybe 10 minutes of the appointment. So we need to get in, show them what to do it ourselves, and get them out. There you go. And then, like I said, I send them home with the Durag, as well as with the reminder, try to avoid water on the braids. So if it rains, that's not really a big deal, but I don't want you like sticking your head in the water in the shower and getting in there with shampoo and conditioner. You can, but that's for a different curl pattern, that's for different curl textures and a different type of braids. You, my dear, you're not gonna stick your head in the shower or shampoo until you're ready to take the braids out. One super important reminder, the average human being loses about 80 to 100 strands of hair a day, okay? It's a decent amount of hair that you're losing every single day. Now you're still losing that on a regular basis, but the problem is you're braided. You know, all that hair that you're losing, that it's natural to lose, it has nowhere to go when you're braided. So when you take your braids out after however long you've been in there, you need to keep that in mind. You're not balding, you're not losing your hair, but you are gonna see a lot of hair come out when you take your braids out. And that's because there is a natural hair loss that's already occurring. It's just not actually falling out because it's already braided in. So don't be alarmed when you take your braids out and that happens, unless you're actually seeing bald spots. Other than that, stay braided, my friends.